Tzikin Yoga represents a unique approach that integrates ancient Mayan wisdom with the traditional yoga practices. Tzikin means bird in Maya, symbolizing the freedom of the spirit sought through this practice. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali are foundational texts that establish the philosophical and ethical foundations of yoga. Written about 2000 years ago, the Yoga Sutras outline the eight limbs of yoga that lead to samadhi, or the state of supreme union. These eight limbs include yamas and niyamas, codes of conduct, asanas, the postures, pranayama, about the breath control, pratyahara, or the withdrawal of the senses, dharana, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, a state of complete absorption. The Yoga Sutras provide essential guidance for living a more conscious and virtuous life. Although written centuries ago, their teachings remain relevant in the practice of yoga. Tzikin Yoga incorporates the eight limbs into its philosophy, complementing them with the Mayan perspective of balancing body, mind, and environment. In this way, Tzikin Yoga represents a unique fusion of Eastern and Western traditions. The four padas or chapters of the Yoga Sutras each have a specific focus. The Samadhi Pada, the first chapter, defines yoga and describes the different levels of samadhi, of absorption, that leads to enlightenment. Key topics include types of concentration, obstacles to practice, and the eight limbs of yoga. Sadhanapada, the second chapter, details the practice of yoga. It expands on ethical disciplines, observances, posture, breath control, and withdrawal of the senses. Vibhuti-pada. This section discusses supernatural abilities and powers that can arise from meditation. It also provides guidance on how to avoid getting distracted or egoistic from these abilities. Kaivalya Pada, the final chapter, is on liberation and the process of enlightenment. It describes the process of transcending the self and reaching pure consciousness. In summary, Samadhipada defines yoga, Sadhanapada, how to practice yoga, Vibhutipada, powers arising from yoga, Kaivalyapada, liberation through yoga. Together, these four chapters provide a comprehensive philosophical and practical framework for the tradition of classical yoga. The teachings encompassed in the Yoga Sutras, four padas, remain an essential text for yogis even today. In the Samadhipada, provides a very definition of yoga according to Patanjali. Sutra 1.2 states Yoga Shita Vritti Nirodha. Yoga is the stilling of the modifications of the mind. This sutra emphasizes that the true goal of yoga is to reach a state of inner stillness, where our thoughts, emotions, and distractions no longer pull the mind this way and that way. Sutra 1.12 further reinforces the need for mind control. Abhyasa Vaigyavan Tat Nirodhan. Through practice and non attachment, the mind becomes still. Practice and detachments are key to controlling the fluctuations of the mind. Tzikin Yoga embraces these principles of the Yoga Sutras. Through its blends of asanas, pranayama, meditation, and contemplation of sacredness of nature, Tzikin Yoga aims to cultivate inner stillness and oneness with the cosmos. The postures and breathing exercises prepare the body for meditation. Chanting connects the practitioner to the vibration of creation. Contemplating the sun, moon, mountains, and oceans reminds us of our place in the natural order. Tzikin Yoga allows modern practitioners to align with the ancient wisdom that true yoga is, the silencing of the mind's disturbances through diligent practice, detachment, and contemplation of our unity with all life. This leads us to Samadhi, the inner peace we all seek. Then the Sadhana Pada, the eight limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, provide a step by step guide to spiritual development. As outlined in the Yoga Sutras, they are Yama, ethical disciplines like nonviolence and truthfulness; Niyama, personal observances like cleanliness and meditation; Asana, the physical postures; Pranayama, breath control; Pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses; Dharana, the concentration; Dhyana, meditation; y Samadhi, the complete absorption. Tzikin Yoga incorporates all eight limbs with a special emphasis on asana through its unique postures called Kankuebs. Kankuebs resemble some traditional asanas like warrior and tree pose, but modifying them to connect more deeply with the earth. For example, the jaguar posture is a low lunge using the hands like paws on the floor. The eagle posture mimics the regal pose of the majestic bird. The Kankuebs align with the physical practice of yoga while incorporating animal imagery, sacred to the Mayans. The postures build strength and flexibility in the body while invoking the attributes of power animals. This helps unify the physical and spiritual aspects of yoga. The other limbs like pranayama, meditation, and contemplation of nature are also essential to Sikhin. Together, the eight limbs provide a holistic path to spiritual growth, rooted in the ancient wisdom but adapted to modern practitioners. Tzikin Yoga allows us to move in harmony with nature by following the limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. Vibhuti Pada. The Yoga Sutras mention spiritual powers or siddhis that can arise from dedicated practice. These may include abilities like levitation, mind reading, or visions of the past and future. However, Patanjali cautions that these powers should not become the goal in themselves. Attachments to siddhis causes the ego to grow and distracts from the true yoga. Tzikin Yoga recognizes the interconnectedness of spiritual and physical abilities, but emphasizes non-attachment. The Mayan believed human beings could cultivate mystical abilities through spiritual discipline, like communicating with nature's spirits or ancestral shamans. However, these were not powers to wield for personal gain or fame. Practitioners of Tzikin Yoga understand that physical feats like advanced asanas and spiritual insight like precognitions arise together naturally through practice. One need not chase mystical powers or attempt to develop cities intentionally. Being in harmony with the great web of life grants abilities to those whose hearts are open. But developing non attachment and compassion is far more important than any special superpower. Therefore, seeking yoga encourages devotion to practice without expecting reward. Progress towards inner peace and its own reward. Achieving advanced postures or having visions is not the purpose. The true purpose is union with the divine energy that connects all. Attachments to fleeting accomplishments will only distract the yogi from its highest goal of samadhi. Kaivalya Yoga. The ultimate goal of yoga is kaivalya, absolute liberation from suffering. and the cycle of rebirth. The Yoga Sutras state that by silencing the fluctuation of the mind, we can come to perceive our true divine nature. Tzikin Yoga similarly sees enlightenment as recognizing the true self as part of the great cosmic web of life. Through practices grounded in nature, Tzikin provides a path to experience our interconnectedness. According to Sikkim philosophy, the ego self wishes to be separated and superior. It becomes attached to fleeting identities and desires. But our true self is underlying awareness that exists beyond any labels. When we strip away the layers of false identity, we find a boundless consciousness that connects us to all beings. By meditating on the cycles of the sun and the moon, practicing ancient postures honed over lifetimes, and chanting mantras that vibrate through the ages, Tzikin Yoga leads us to rediscover this timeless awareness. The body and mind fall into harmony with nature, moving to the cosmic rhythms that guide the stars and oceans. As Patanjali says, absolute freedom dawns when we achieve complete absorption in pure, pristine consciousness. Tzikin Yoga provides a bridge between the ancient wisdom of the Yoga Sutras and indigenous traditions. By quieting the ego self, we can resurrect our innate wisdom and fulfill our destiny as children of Mother Earth and Father Sky. In summary, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali form the philosophical foundation of classical yoga. The teachings within the four chapters known as the Samadhipada, Sadapada, Vibhutipada, and Kaivalyapada outline the eight-limbed path to spiritual enlightenment. Core concepts like the restrainings of yama niyama, the practice of asana and pranayama, and the pursuit of inner stillness remain extremely relevant today. Tzikin Yoga embraced these key principles with weaving in the indigenous wisdom of the Mayan people. This syncretic approach allows modern yogis to connect to ancient traditions. I encourage all viewers interested in deepening their practice to study the Yoga Sutras, absorb the lessons on non-violence, self-discipline, meditation, and non-attachment. Explore how these concepts align with the native traditions of your ancestors. There is profound wisdom within this ancient text that provides guidance to sincere aspirants of the yogi path. By blending old and new, we honor our teachers of the past while making their teachings relevant for today. May all beings unite in their body, mind, and spirit to realize the true self that joins us one global family. This is the sacred gift of yoga. Thank you for joining me to explore the connections between the Yoga Sutras and Tzikin Yoga. Let's close with a meditation. So now sit comfortably and close your eyes and bring awareness to your breath. As you inhale and exhale deeply, observe the sensations without judgment. Gradually shift from following the breath to simply being the witness of each breath. See them flow in and out like waves of the ocean. If thoughts arise, acknowledge them and let them pass. Keep returning your attention to the breath. Feel your body relaxing. Sense your connection to Mother Earth below and the infinite sky above. Now that you're held in the arms of the Great Spirit, take this inner peace with you as we conclude our practice. Namaste, and thank you for being on this yogic journey with me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until the next time.